All right, guys, I got to tell you one of my favorite stories. And I love telling this one because it's funny, it's real, and honestly, it changed the way I looked at money forever. And I call it my story of the mac and cheese millionaire. So a few years back, I knew a guy. Old school Jersey guy, tough, straight shooter, no fluff. Kind of a wise guy, but not a go to jail kind of wise guy. Just a really smart guy, and streetwise, you know. So for the sake of the story, let's call him Frankie. Now, Frankie had a grandson. You know, good kid, early 20s, decent job. He was making about 80 grand a year. And every single month, the kid was broke. Not like I'm hustling and investing into my future broke. I mean, like, where did all the money just go broke? He's paying almost 2 grand, actually closer to 3 grand a month in rent. He was driving a car he didn't need. He was ordering DoorDash 3 or 4 nights a week because he's just too tired to cook and living off subscriptions. Netflix, Amazon, food apps, I mean, all that kind of stuff. Beef jerky at a month club, right? Which I didn't even know they had. Like convenience fees on top of convenience fees on top of convenience fees. So the kid had the money coming in, but it's flying like right back out again. So one night we're hanging out at Frankie's and the kid's over, right? So he orders sushi to the door. I don't know, like Uber Eats or something, and it was $36. Now Frankie watches the delivery guy pull away like he just witnessed a heist. It was the funniest thing, but he had a point. And then Frankie sits down to his own dinner, which is a bowl of Kraft mac and cheese, right? And I'm like, no, Frank, I'm good. But the night before, it was leftover pasta and a piece of steak. So basically, Frankie ate whatever was in the fridge. And the kid looks at him and says, come on, Grandpa. Your generation had it easy. The houses were cheap. Life was simple. And today it's different. Frankie stares at him. I'll never get over that stare from an old Jersey guy stare, which is like you're about to get educated, or hit. And he goes, easy. I worked double shifts for 30 years. Interest rates were 18%. When money was tight, I ate peanut butter on crackers. My entertainment was a deck of cards and a TV. And he points at the kid's wrist and goes, you see that watch you're wearing? That's a month of my old salary. Then he points at the sneakers by the door. He goes, those shoes cost me more than my first car. But then he drops the line I never forget. He goes, you don't got a money problem. You got a lifestyle problem. And man, that hit me. Because today we just don't spend money. We just leak it. We hemorrhage it. Gucci belts, DoorDash, Uber Eats, subscriptions, upgrades, buy now, pay later on stuff we don't even remember buying. We're all out here trying to look successful instead of actually becoming successful. And here's where Frankie got brilliant. He didn't just say you got to cut back. He added that missing piece. He looked at his grandson sitting there with that bowl of mac and cheese and he said, you know what I did when money was tight? I didn't just save more. I went out and I earned more. And that's the part nobody talks about. Yes, you got to pack your lunch. Yes, you got to skip the $8 lattes. Yeah, you got to stop feeding the ego and that imposter syndrome. But also, take those 2 hours a night you're wasting scrolling on your phone and build something. Learn a skill. Get a side hustle. Create a little business. Because the goal isn't just to survive on less. Nobody ever saved their way to be a millionaire. The goal is to build a life where one day you could sit at your own kitchen table and say, this bowl of mac and cheese helped build something that paid me 6 and then 7 figures. Now here's the part that really makes this story special. Frankie was real. And a few years ago, Frankie passed away. The tough old Jersey guy right to the end. But he left behind more than money. He left behind wisdom because Frankie wasn't just comfortable. Frankie was wealthy. Over $7 million when he died. Cash. Not because times were easier. Not because he got lucky. Because he understood something simple. Discipline creates margin. Margin creates opportunity. And opportunity creates freedom. And here's my favorite twist in the whole story. Frankie just lived a few doors down from me. I'm up on the hill in my nice house, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, view of New York City, and every month I'm writing a big fat mortgage check. Meanwhile, Frankie, his house was bigger than mine, and guess what? No mortgage. None. So I'd pull out of my driveway, wave to Frankie, and think to myself, Paul, the guy eating mac and cheese knows something you don't. And that's why I call him the mac and cheese millionaire. So the real question isn't, can I afford the sushi? The better question is, what could I build instead? Because sometimes the richest guy on the block is the one who never felt the need to prove it. God bless Frankie and what he left me with, and I appreciate it. I love you, Frankie, and I love you guys.